wife's makeup bag. We left at my in-laws. So Chin, it's his birthday. He's driving. It'll meet me halfway. Man, dude. Oh my God. This is gonna be this is gonna be my distance for the year as far as how much I've been driving the past few days. But hey, you gotta look on the bright side. Is I'm not driving an 18-wheeler. I'm not driving an RV. I'm not driving a utility van. I'm not driving a fucking nothing. I'm not driving a school bus. Literally just driving my fucking personal vehicle. My Corolla that just got an oil change, that has new tires. Like, we good, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just gotta remember those type of things, and not all the bad stuff. So, not terrible. I mean, it's pretty terrible in the fact that, like, I'm trying to think of all the driving that I've done in the past few days. Like, we drove from New Hampshire to Boston, which ain't a crazy drive, but then when you start going through the streets of Boston, then try to find parking, then that was just kind of a wild day. I'll go back to that once I'm done with the driving piece. But that was probably like, I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna do it in hour, in time. But that was about an hour. And then from there we drove. Again, I'm gonna lowball it too. Then we're gonna drive about an hour to Rainham. And then I drove an hour to Rhode Island. Then I drove an hour back to Rainham. Then I drove from Rainham up here, which is like an hour and a half. So, oh my God, I'm losing track. Oh no. So we're at 5.5 hours. And then I'm gonna drive an hour to meet my brother. So that'd be 6.5 hours. And then back 7.5 hours. And then tomorrow I'm gonna be driving. I already know that it's gonna be about 5 hours because it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes. But I think I'm gonna probably hit traffic on the way back. So it's 5 hours. So yeah, that'll be probably 12.5 hours of driving in between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So definitely gonna be my crazy amount in a few days, like, driving. But I mean, when I used to drive to Westfield, I used to do that in 3 days time too. Like, that's what I used to do every day. So I used to drive 4 hours a day. So I guess that's nothing like too out of the ordinary. And again, this is like, some people do this for a fucking job. Like, granted, I am working full time, so it's like, it's not necessarily that. Like, it's not necessarily like I'm adding this to the plate, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. I mean, in my opinion, I don't have kids. I have my wife to take care of, and she takes care of me. It's a symbiotic relationship, so we work for each other. And luckily, neither of us are parasites. We both work 40 hours a week, and all these added things to it. So we're pretty like straight Americans, like just stereotypical, like, working. And like, I never want to say I'm taking control of the system, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the VA's out there to help veterans, but I think all veterans kind of have an upper hand in life. And I think the ones who get brutalized for more than most do deserve, what they get. But even 100%, if you're brutalized from war, that's not making up for anything. That will be $4,000, yeah. But all right, $4,000. Like, what kind of life is that? Unless you have control of your life. But you know, if you're losing arms and legs and you're an amputee and etc., then you or you have a TBI, or you have, you know, horrendous PTSD and nightmares and etc. You know, so I'm going on a tangent, but this is just my duty as a husband, is to do this, is to work, is to do these extra type of things. So it's nothing crazy to me. It's just, you know, do what you need to do to help yourself and your family. And you know, it's not always so easy to drive down to Mass all the time. Like, you know, when we do go down, it would be kind of easy if it was just the drive, you know, if it was just the hour and a half drive. But it's just the fact that we have 3 pugs who don't get along, and it's crazy in the car, and you know, we have to deal with other people driving. But you know, an hour and a half, it's really just the if you've been in the car with the 3 pugs, it can get insane. And then it's also living out of, you know, a suitcase and then sleeping on an air mattress. It's just not the most comfortable. But on the flip side, her family's amazing. You know, you have the mom, dad, Melanie and George. They're crazy, but deep down, they're really nice people. You know, like, they might be crazy in their own way. They're not like normal people, but that's not to say that they're not good people. They're just not normal. You know, they don't fit the bill of normalcy. So I have nothing wrong with that. But you know, let's just call the truth. You know what the truth is. So, but then you have Shay and Leilani, you know, who's my sister-in-law and her daughter, and they. You know, they're incredible people. You know, I have 2 nieces now, so you know, I got them, and I think over time I've just got along with Shay better. It didn't take me long for George especially. You know, my father-in-law. It didn't take me too long. It took me like a few months to warm up to him, and vice versa. Now we just. You know, I always tell him I love him the most. This is true, you know. And then Melanie is, she's a character, but she's a good character. You know, she's just very, very sweet, you know, mother-in-law. And I'm just gonna call it what it is, you know. Obviously, everyone's got we all have our baggage. Me, everyone, George, Mel, Shay. Not Leilani, she's a fucking kid. Chin, Angel, my wife, everyone's got more stuff, and we all have, you know, kind of like a lot of things going on. But like, the family is never, like trying to disparage each other, and the family's not trying to break down each other. Maybe that has happened, you know, maybe in their extended family and throughout the years, you know, just like family stuff, but they're not like, I'm never afraid of leaving the room and they're going to talk shit about me. And I can't ask for anything better than that. That's like the best feeling you can have in the world, that you can look at people in the eyes and be like, wow, they just genuinely like me. And that's, you know, and even Angel, like Chin's boyfriend, like, he just kind of came in, and he's just always up for anything, you know, like, you know, we kind of have, like-minded spirits in that way. Sometimes we have to drag Chin along, you know, and he's always down to do it too, but, me and him will just be like, all right, man, we'll go for a 10-mile walk, man, we got this, let's go. And, Chin will be like, oh, my legs, it's hysterical. It's like, dude, we'll pick you up, man. Just we gotta do this. But Chin is always, he really makes it much funner, like just with, you know, all that. But again, just to reiterate, great. I couldn't be more lucky with my extended family here. So, we have that going for us when we do go down to Mass. Like, it's not all bad. We have that, and I always have fun with everyone. So, but yeah, we did Boston. We drove to Boston on Tuesday. We stayed the night, and then we came home on Wednesday. But Tuesday we got there maybe around 4:50. We were all unpacked, like for the most part. So like we parked in a parking spot, my wife and I, and we unloaded all the. We take everything from the parking spot, and then we walked maybe like 0.3 miles down to. We walked like 0.3 miles down to, and it was like in Little Italy. I've been to Boston, I don't know, probably about 50 times or whatnot, especially if you include seeing my sister all the time. We've gone quite a bit, because my sister lived in Boston, like in the heart of the city pretty much. And that reminds me, I'll come back to that. That was weird, now that I remember that. What the hell happened that day? There was one time I went to Boston, and the wife and I stayed just for a night, and I don't think it was MGK, it was another time. But I remember that I ordered pizza, and I remember walking through Boston. It was nighttime, and it was actually really cool because I just went to this weird little place in I don't know, one of those weird little cobblestone areas. And I had to remember where that was, because that was a cool fucking area, man. That was cool. And obviously a lot of Bostonians would be like, oh yeah, of course, I know that place. But that was like, I had been there during the day, but at nighttime, it was really cool. But I'm not the biggest fan of Boston. I think I have a lot of memories as a kid, but even like this time going to Boston, I was like, all right, that was enough for me, like for the year. I don't really care about the city too much. But yeah, we came in, unpacked the car, and then like I was kind of like, oh, like so Shay, Chin, and Angel were on their way, and then it was for Chin's birthday is why we went, but then there was also a Melanie Martinez concert that Shay and my wife wanted to go to, so they ended up going over there. But in the meantime, Shay was like, oh, can you meet me outside and park my car? And it was Little Italy, so I guess if you know, it's pretty cramped in some ways. And kind of when I think of Boston, it's not as bad as I think it is. I think like sometimes I think it's really bad, and then I kind of like think about it, and I'm like, we got lost with the GPS because we thought it was the tunnel or whatever, but it really wasn't that bad to drive in. Like when the GPS messed up, yeah, sure, but it really wasn't that bad. So but I was kind of like, I was kind of making it bigger, I wasn't making it a bigger deal, but in my head I was like, oh my god, fucking fuck. But I met her outside, she ran in, and then not to mention it was fucking raining, and then we couldn't get the code, and my wife was like, I need to get in there. So but then yeah, we parked the car, and then once we parked the car, 495, dude, I didn't get over there. I think this thing's a big old liar, man. Yeah, I didn't get over there, dude. I don't understand. And I don't understand why this thing's not like, okay, thank you. Sorry guys, sorry everyone. Nobody's really listening to this anyway. I'm trying to act like, yo, I'm sorry guys. I have 10,000 viewers. You guys are really waiting for this random guy's Boston story. But but then I parked the car, and then we got a giant. When we were parking the car, this lady, like I had my window open, and my burps are pretty loud. Like they're no pussy burps. So, like I just burp because I'm driving. I can do what the fuck I want. But we're like going into the parking lot, which is just like just a terrible parking lot. And I burp, and this lady, like, she thinks that I'm burping at her, like I'm screaming at her or something, like I'm just doing a fucking burp. And she looks at me disgusted, just absolutely, like, below her, like, hey, give me an apology. And we just looked at her and we were like, what the fuck does this lady expect from us? What the fuck? Like, I'm 33 now. I'm not a kid, I'm not drinking. I'm none of that stuff. If I want to fucking burp, I'm gonna fucking burp, and I'll burp in your face, you weird little lady. It was so strange, but she was so offended, and we just literally just laughed at her face. Like, I just laughed in her face. We all did. We were all like, dude, what the fuck? Just keep walking. What the fuck are you doing? Because she really was like staring. It was so strange that she was staring at us, and like, what the fuck is happening over here? Straight weirdos. But yeah, she was staring at us, and we were just cracking up because we were like, dude, what do you expect from us, dude? What the fuck? So that was hysterical. That was one of the funniest things I've experienced for a while. But after that, Mel packs a giant box of different bags. It was strange, to put it the least. But again, she really cares. So it's like, it's strange because it's not something I would do, like pack these weird little bags of random things because we're staying in Boston. But it's the thought that matters, and she really does care. So it's strange, but she cares. So I mean, how do you do that in your mathematics there? But she did that, but it was downpouring, so the box is falling apart, absolutely falling apart, and it's coming down. Like, it's coming down pretty good at this point. So we're taking everything from the car. The box is coming down. I need to grab the keys. I need to like let Shay know, grab the keys. She needs something else, I think, or something. So the box is just deteriorating. I'm like, yo, give me the box. I grabbed the box for a little bit, but it's the majority Angel carrying it. But then we carry it the whole way, and then when we're going inside, we see a fucking rat, and I'm like, and that's a story for later. But we're like, oh shit, like chin like fucking freezes up. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, a rat's a rat in the city. Like, they're gonna fucking be everywhere. So we go up, we unpack our shit, and then like we start getting ready, because when my wife and Shay go to the concert, which is at 6, so they kind of leave a little later, and they have like VIP tickets, so it's pretty cool. And then something happens with like one of the openers couldn't get through security at through the Canadian border, but they head out after we head out. But once we leave, it's like coming down pretty good. Like, it's coming down, but it's like, when we first leave the apartment, only one of us has an umbrella. It's Shin, and he has literally Leilani's, who's like 7. And so then he's like, he has a fucking umbrella, and me and Angel have nothing. So at first, like, for the first like maybe 100 feet, like, it's like coming down. But oh yeah, we had to run back to the car too before any of this even happened. Me and Angel like ran back, and it was raining. We were like, all right, let's go. So that was an adventure, just to go back to the car. But then it was like, kind of coming down, and we got a little bit of soaked, but not too bad. A little bit of soaked. Yeah. But then we ran back, and then we, then all that stuff happens, and then we start heading out, and we're going to Newbury Comics in Faneuil Hall. I recommend this because I love Newbury Comics the old style Newberry Comics, like, you know, not this. I don't know when it happened, but I think it happened like 2015 or something. They like changed all the Newberry Comics, and they all became really stupid. So before that, Newberry Comics was the store. It was my favorite store. It held video games, but it also held DVDs, and it held CDs, and it held memorabilia. It held all these fucking cool things. So I loved Newberry Comics, especially when it was cool. So I kind of thought that the Newberry Comics at Faneuil Hall was still going to be, you know, the cool one, where it was like the coolest one I had ever been to was the one at Faneuil Hall. So then I was like, let's go, like, we can go here and then we can go somewhere after. So then we go there, and then when we start going, it starts downpouring, like torrential downpour. You know, the ground all around us is flooding, and we're just getting annihilated out there, like completely drenched. Our underwear and socks and shoes are just puddles, and it just feels like we're one with the water. Just completely soaked. I mean, there wasn't, luckily our phones didn't get ruined, but torrential for, you know, for about a mile. So it's like 0.7 miles, so it was like 15-16 minutes, and we were just out there just getting destroyed. So then we go to Newberry Comics, and we're like, dude, this is where it says it is in Faneuil Hall. And we're like looking around. We go into this like decrepit building, and we're like, is this where it is? Like on the outskirts of Faneuil Hall, like, you know, like not where the food is, but on like the shopping centers. So then we go, and we're like, let's try the elevator. So we take the elevator up, and it's like this random place that we shouldn't be in. You know, like, it's just one of those things that like it's under construction. So then we find out that the Newberry Comics is closed. It's not there anymore. That was kind of devastating because I loved that Newberry Comics, and I had a lot of memories going as a kid. So that was closed. So then we left there, and I was like, man, that sucks. What do we do now? And then we're like, well, let's go to fucking Walgreens and grab some umbrellas. So then we get soaked some more. It starts kind of like getting less as we're going to Walgreens. But at that point, we're just all miserable. So we grab umbrellas. Then we head back to the apartment. It's like a 3-bedroom apartment. It had a pretty nice overlook of the city. So then we get back. We throw our shoes in the dryer. Kind of make another plan. We're like, what do we do now? Because F1, where Chin wanted to go, was just too far. It was like 2 miles away. And the girls wanted us back at 10:30 to walk them back from TD Bank and it was only 5 minutes from TD Bank. So what do we do? I played Star Fox for the Switch 2. It was pretty cool. Didn't really amaze me, but I mean, luckily for all the new kids out there, they can play Star Fox and really enjoy it. And this is going to be a total tangent, this whole video. But then after that, we're like, what the fuck do we do? And then we're like, alright, like, let's head out. Let's get ready to go. Yeah. Then we say, like, let's get ready to go. And we get everything ready. Our shoes are a little dry. They're still a little soaked. But now we have umbrellas. And we decided to go to a place called Umami in Little Italy. That's kind of like, I had no idea what to expect. I haven't really been to an authentic Japanese restaurant like that. So then we get there, and I start giving fucking Chin drinks because it's, you know, it's 21st birthday. He's not quite 21. He's like 20, turning 21, illegal. But yeah, I'm just like, you know, he's literally turning 21 in fucking, like, at that point, it's like 4 hours away. That, you know, it's his 21st birthday. So I'm like, all right, let's get some beers, let's get some sake, let's just enjoy the fucking night, dude. Like, I don't drink, so, and I'm there to like chaperone Chin. I'm there to fucking look after him. You know, I'm not gonna let anything bad happen to him. I'm gonna make sure he's good. But he's getting a little drunk. The food comes comes out is fucking amazing. I took a video earlier about I took a video earlier, but we got the drinks, and then the appetizers come out. It's like this fucking delicious looking. Oh no, the first thing that comes out, and I'm like, dude, do we really want to spend that money on there? But I'm like, hey, you only turns 21 once, so we pay like $75 for like this sushi platter of 12 sushis. They're from Scotland, from Japan, from Europe, some are from like the other side of the country, etc. Some are from Canada, like they're all different places, and some of them are really cool. They're all like fish on the top, and then I'm like, hey, Chin, just pick a row. You pick a row. Angel, you pick a row, and I'll pick a row. I'll just whatever you guys don't want, I'll eat. And I wasn't trying to be picky or anything, and then Chin was like, I don't know, but I was like, dude, just go with it, man. It's the easiest way to do this. And if you want some of mine, you can have some of mine too. You can switch some, whatever. So then I get the middle row. It's pretty cool, man. It's like, yeah, it's got fucking like a lobster head on it. And then there's one that was like an oyster. That Chin was like, I'll switch for you on that one. And then there was like an umami spoon. That was like, again, the video shows it, but it was so cool. It was like, it was so cool, man. It was like just umami, you know, like a perfect flavor, like, you know, something like the fifth flavor, you know, just something incredible. So Chin was like, I was like, dude, take that, man. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, dude, take that, man. Fucking, yeah, man. So it was delicious. And then they had like these spare ribs that came out. They were fucking delicious. And then they got dessert. And I think the bill ended up coming to like $225. But again, man, he fucking turns 21 once, man. Like, and George fucking sent us $200 for that like circumstance. So we buy Chin his shit. Fucking awesome, man. And then they get dessert, and then we pay the bill, and then Chin takes a piss. And me and Angel are outside, just like, you know, just goofy, like throwing our umbrellas up there. And then these guys with like, you know, typical Boston guys, literally like picture perfect Boston kids, like all like probably like 25, probably say even less than that. And they're like, what are you doing, man? You guys, what, you doing the hay jobs out there? And like, they're like making noises to their friends in the window, and I'm like, yo, man, why'd you stop, dude? Keep doing it, man. We like that, man. Just fucking around with these guys. But one dude like really wanted to fight us, and I was like, dude, if you want to fight right now, man, I'm totally down. Like, I was just kind of like, dude, I was sensing his energy, and I was like, dude, I kind of want to fight him right now. But he was also kind of goofy, so I was like, you know, just kind of, again, typical Boston guy, like, where it's like he's drinking. That's just kind of their life. You know, I've worked with plenty of them. I've been around plenty of them. So, that was weird. That was just, like, weird. Like, and I was like, all right, see you later. Like, and they, like, kind of kept on wanting to talk to us, and I was like, all right, see you guys. Like, just these random dudes. So that was weird. So then we go, I like ordered pizza because my wife wants it when we come back. I got her drinks, like I just got her some water for later in case she drank or something. Got her an energy drink for the next day, like when we got umbrellas. And then we got her pizza, and we got pizza for later. I was like, let's play it smart, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're in Boston, might as well get some fucking goofy pizza. So we get some goofy pizza. We had that for later. And then we go back because I don't think anything else really happened. It was kind of cool. It was like nighttime. It wasn't coming down as much. We were just kind of walking through Boston. I don't really care about anything, so, you know, I'm just like covering random people with the umbrella and just kind of making oral noises. Like if they look at me, I'm like loud, and then just keep on walking by. And I explained to everyone, I'm like, everyone is just like, you'll never meet these people again. Like, you'll never meet them. Like, don't be like an idiot, but you don't have to be a normal person. You will never see these people again. The confines of being normal is so annoying. Like, even when we were at the barbecue the other day, I was like, why are we listening to the same music? it's like we're programmed to do it. And I'm like, stop. Just break the program. Just break it. So we were listening to fucking Conan music, and the guys were like, you know, just kind of like this whole weird experience at a barbecue. But I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. So, yeah, we get the pizza, then we head back, we drop the pizza off, we kind of have one more, like, little, like, what are we doing? And I'm like, yo, let's go to, like this random park over here. Like, you know, so we, like, walk the waterway, and then my wife lets me know that, that it's gonna be a little later than she thought, so I'm like, dude, we still got time, dude. Let's go down, and, let's just go down to this random arcade that's, like, it's called Versus. So we're like, all right, man, let's go walk, you know, like, let's do it, might as well. Meanwhile, I grab a nip. I have my brother drink the nip because I'm like, dude, get drunk, dude. Like, I don't drink. I know it's not always the best, but those core memories that I have of drinking are very memorable to me. And I was just talking to Lucas about it. You know, just good times, you know. So then he's like drinking that with the Lemonita. This random guy's like, Boston sucks. And I look right at him, and he has like a whole group of people, and I'm like, Boston sucks. Like, just like, you know, and he was like, yeah, man, yeah. And like, everyone was like, oh shit. And I was like, dude, what is going on? Like, you could just interact with people and always turn something memorable. Like, you just make it, just do something goofy, and people will be like, all right, that's perfect. People used to be like that with me, and I never had the confidence to do it. And I was always like, dude, fuck yeah, man. Good for you, man. Like, they would just make my day by doing something goofy. So, I'm paying it back. So then, we go past that. And then we encounter that slide. Like, I never watched the video, but Chin was like, oh, I saw a video of this, you know, like, of the cop coming down. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, no way, this is it? And it was, like, pretty late at that time. It was, like, 10 o'clock. And these it was two guys, maybe like a Hispanic dude and maybe like an Asian guy, and then a girl, maybe Hispanic as well. And they all have trash bags on them. And I would say they're probably like 20, I would probably say like 21 to 25. And they all have trash bags on them. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then they start using the dish soap. This is the best part of the night. They started using dish soap on the slide, and they were like, yeah, like, this is what we do. Like, pretty much, like, this is like a normal occurrence for them. And I was like, yeah, yo, it's his 21st, like, do you mind if he grabs a trash bag from you guys? And the girl was like, oh, here you go, and took the trash bag off and was like, yo, like it's your turn now. And I was like, dude, this is sick, man. Like, it was like us six, and it was a random dude as well. It was like us six, and just like a random dude was like recording, and like he was like 50, and he was just like there. I don't know, like, and he was kind of like, but he was there before us, so he was, you know, I can't take that away from him. He didn't just show up, you know. So then I record a video. I have that on YouTube, and it's Ching coming down, and he just didn't get the traction. And I think that was good because he didn't get injured, you know. But we were all like, you weren't chosen, shit. You know, like all six of us were like just like cracking jokes and stuff. It was pretty fun, you know. And then the two pros who still have the trash bags on, the two guys, they are like, all right, let's go. Like, so I'm like, all right, man, I'll record you guys. So then the Asian guy, he fucking flies through, and on the video you can see it. He fucking flies through, and he was like a torpedo out of that thing, and it was excellent to see, excellent. 10 out of 10 on that one. And then his buddy, you know, of the trio, his buddy is the next one, and all we kind of hear is like the rumblings in the slide. Like, we know it's gonna happen. We're prepping for it, and it's kind of weird because I think he's way up, but you could hear him like he's right next to us. And then I'm like, dude, when is he gonna come down? So then he flies out. The thing is, when he's flying out, I think he had too much slipperage, and he fucking slides, bashes his face, just tears his face up off the metal of the slide. and it just fucking rips his face open. And when he comes off, like, you could tell, especially from the video, you could tell that he smashes on the left side of the slide, and he comes out and he just kind of like he kind of sits, and you know something's up. Like, he has that body language of like, this isn't like a normal, like, oh, I fucked up, like, this is like something happened. So then he gets up, the girl's looking at him with the phone, like, kind of seeing if he's concussed or if, you know, if he's okay. But when she's looking at it, I don't see the damage on his face, but Chin is like, yeah, like his left eye, his left eye was bleeding, and like his face was like bruised. And then I see his teeth, and there's huge blood coming from like the center of his teeth, and I'm like, dude, just got fucked up. It was pure jackass energy. But then more people start showing up, and it was kind of weird. It was like 12 people showed up out of nowhere, and like it was kind of like soccer moms and like their kids, and I was like, yeah, this isn't our scene anymore. So then I was like, hey, thank you guys so much, like, we really appreciate you. And they're like, hey, that was awesome, thank you. And you know, we had a good interaction. So then we leave there, and we were all like, dude, that was awesome, cool, like little like Boston interaction. So then we leave there, and we start heading to Versus, the arcade. And we go up, and the whole thing is like, he's not 21. So then we go up, and this guy's there, and he's like chilling, and we're like, oh, can we come up? You know, like, I'm 33, well enough, you know. And I see this guy, and he's like, you know, I explain, I don't want to lie or anything. He doesn't even take a look at our IDs, but I'm like, hey man, he's not 21, because there's a bar right there too. So I'm like, and we need like a little stamp. So yeah, I've been through these type of things, but I'm like, yo, he turns 21 tomorrow, like, and where we went wasn't even the bar, but once you get the stamp, it like legitimizes you for the bar. But then the guy was like, yeah, you guys can't do it, I'm sorry, man. And then, like, you know, I'm kind of there, and Chin starts going down the staircase, and another guy's coming up. And I could see the guy kind of, like, double think, and this is not his first rodeo. Like, this is not his first, like, you know. And he's like, dude, stop. And, like, Chin thinks he's talking about the other guy. And Chin keeps on walking, and we're like, Chin, he's talking to you. Chin turns around, the guy's like, hey, I'm trying to have fun tonight. He's like, do you know any animated TV show theme songs? And then Chin starts getting wicked nervous, and he's like, and then he's like, I don't know, and then I was like, dude, anything. And he's like, SpongeBob, and he starts singing the song, and then I'm like, dude, anything, like Pokemon, sing fucking Gotta Catch 'Em All. And then we start singing, you know, you gotta catch 'em all. And this dude's just joining us, you know, incredibly random, but, you know, that's his job, like that, you know, he's doing pretty good at just being goofy for an arcade, you know. So then he's like, dude, don't worry about it, you did good. He's like, you know, you got nervous, and I was like, hey, he gets nervous, you know. And then they let us into the arcade, and I would say that's probably, I don't know, probably the worst part of the night. You know, obviously, you know, I wasn't drinking, so, you know, at that point I was just kind of like, you know, kind of coming down from my pre-workout from earlier, and I'm like, like, you know, and then it was one of those things that, like, you have a really good group of guys, like, you had that 3 group that was like, you know, they just were like out there just trying to have fun. They're normal Boston people. They're just trying to have fun, and that's the thing. Like, that group was they were inviting, they were warm, you know. But then when I was playing, I was like, I just always want to have everyone have a fun time. So like, I don't know, the arcade was kind of lame anyway. But was kind of disappointing because I thought it was going to be this killer arcade, and it's just kind of like whatever. Until I found out that I had Galaga, so that, you know. But then I realized that the high score was like fucking ridiculous. It was like, you know, whatever. It was whatever the high score of Galaga could be, I think, is what it was. It was like 2,900,099. It was something like where I was like, oh, that's not a score that you beat, like, ever. So I was like, what the fuck? So then Chin's playing fucking Bill, you know, and then Angel comes on over and he's playing, and then like I see people come in and they kind of come in as a group, but like they're kind of split, like two. It was like a girl and I think the boyfriend. I don't really know. Maybe they were all sleeping with the dude. I don't know. It was a very strange, like, I don't know, strange energy from the group. But like there was two girls and I was like, dude, we have two more. Like we have two more. What's it called? Like, whatever, dude. I'll just go this way. Whatever. But it was just really weird. Like, but also I was like, dude, I'm always trying to have. Oh, 1 second. All right, here we go. That's good. Got a little food, you know. 1 second. All right. Sorry, I had a little Jack Link's Jack Link's Slim Jim thing, and yeah, I was just not feeling the second one, but the first one was good. Yeah, so I forgot where I left off. Yeah, so the arcade wasn't the best, and so these two random girls, I was like, oh, like, come on over to play, because we were playing an X-Men arcade game, me and Angel were, and they just gave me like a dirty look, and I was like, fuck off. Like, I'm not trying to fucking creep on you guys. I'm literally just trying to fucking, like, have 4 players in a game, and also just kind of be like, hey, let's, like, make the night memorable. Like, you know, like, random people asked, because, like, I asked another couple, like, you know, a guy was like, not did he want to play, because they were already playing something, but I asked him, I was like, yo, you know how to even set this game up? Like, how do you play this? You know, like, just ask people things. Normal, dude. You don't have to look at me like a fucking little weirdo. And I was like, yo, that just kind of ruined it, because I was like, yo, dude, like, you're a little weirdo. So those two weirdos, like, were you still out and about? So I was like, dude, you just kind of killed my mood, man. Like, so I was kind of like ready to head out, but then I saw Galaga, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna play this real quick. But then we headed out, and then my wife and Shay were like, oh, let's, can you guys like come meet us? You know, it's gonna be ending soon. So then we were outside the stadium, you know, TD Bank, stupid Bobby Orr statue, and I remember it so much different when I was a kid. I just remember it was so much cooler when I was a kid. But then seeing it now is like, oh my god, dude, fuck TD Bank. And yeah, this guy's riding my ass. I have no idea why. Yeah, you need to fuck off a lot earlier, but you can go in front, dude. Don't worry about it. You got this. You can ride my ass and then go. But then, yeah, we were out there for a while, and then we saw the Melanie Martinez, you know, fangirls. They were all coming out. They were all dressed, you know, for the night, definitely. I don't know. I think it's like whimsical tea party aesthetic. So they all had that. It was kind of strange because, I don't know, just not not my thing to fit a certain mold, and it was weird. But Shay was dressed up. My wife was pretty dressed up too. Like, but they were, I don't know, they were a lot like simpler, and like a lot of them kind of wore these weird. A lot of people wore weird outfits. But it was like, I don't know how to put it. It's not weird, because I would never be like, this person's weird. But I just feel like some people like want to be different, but they have to realize that they're not. Like, and it's a sad reality. It is a sad reality that most humans are the same. Very few people I've met have broken the mold of some kind of archetype, some kind of version of that archetype. Most of them will fit Venn diagrams of human experiences. So then very few of them have passed that I'm like, who are you? I don't know if I've ever met someone who I've questioned like, dude, who are you, dude? Like, even, but then it runs into the question of if they have like mental illnesses and they like act strange or something, and then I'm like, oh man, I feel bad for you. Like, once I start getting to know them more, I'm like I understand that is the reason that they're different. But very few times have I met someone where I'm like, dude, I need to just sit down and listen to you and like understand like how you are so different from everyone else. I don't know if that's ever happened, and it's not to say I'm different. I'm not. I'm not unique. I'm not different from my other human being. But I understand that all I can do is interact with people differently and like what I like and not fall for the ideas of others. But I have to understand that I am a normal person. So I guess the only person that has been a little different, and I wouldn't even say that because I think it's, again, kind of mental health, more so with my mother-in-law. But so she's different, but she is on the verge of mental health. Like, she's not on this planet, like I did like to say about some people. Like, they're from a different planet. And it's not like they are actually from a different planet, but their like mental health journey is not it kind of stretches into like if someone's got like Asperger's, or they have extreme intelligence or something like that, where they're different and their brains work different. When you kind of have mental health issues, and somewhat I do as well, then the world kind of changes, like your perception changes, and it's not necessarily your brain is different to the degree that your perception has changed. So my perception of reality might not be totally accurate, but other people are the same way as me. And same thing with my mother-in-law. Like, if people are in that same kind of vein of mental health, that they will somewhat be like her. So again, it goes back to the fact that I have not met someone that it's not due to Asperger's or mental health, that they are different in that way. I've never met someone who I'm like astonished by because they are so incredible. And I would even run the gambit of someone who is incredible at something. I would also run the gambit that they're incredible at maybe 10 things, maybe absolutely incredible even at 10 things. But then they might be full of themselves. I might not actually want to talk to them. They might be a savant and they don't have social skills to actually allow you to talk to them. So yeah, it's so difficult for me with the human experience to be like, and that, I think that strikes back to the Melanie Martinez thing, is where it's like they were all kind of wearing the same kind of thing, and they kind of fell for this like I looked at Melanie Martinez, I was like, okay, so you're just taking that outfit, you're taking that style, and not even necessarily putting your own spin on it. It's just kind of like a spin that's been done before. So again, I'm not really wowed by anything, and I'm not trying to sound pretentious, because every single thing I like is a creation of other people. So I am also in that vein of nothing I do is original. So my uniqueness is based off other people's brilliance. But even then, I mean, I'm even having a discussion with my friend way back when I was like 18, and he was like, nothing we do is original. Like, it's all been done before. So I guess we're just here to enjoy. Melanie Martinez fans, I riffed on you a little bit, but honestly, you guys all look like you had fun. So nobody's gonna listen to this video. It doesn't even matter. But it looked like you guys all had fun. So maybe that's all we really need to take away from that. Don't overthink that statement even. This is not an apology. It's more maybe the whole thing was for you to have fun. And that should be very much warranted in today's times. Just for a small period to be happy, and to like the music that you're listening to, and being a fan of it. So that tangent's over. But yeah, Chin was there. He had his like hands on the fucking floor. It was dirty as fuck. We were like, dude, get up. Eventually, my wife and Shay came out. We end up explaining our night. They explained their nights. Good night, end cap to walk in through Boston, and then we go back, and then all of a sudden the rat comes back, and my wife sees it. The worst person to see it, and she gets absolutely terrified. And I won't even say it was anything. Honestly, it was just the noise of the door that caused the rat to shudder and move a little bit. Oh shit. But yeah, the rat goes. Then my wife just goes it's just she's like, oh my god. And then she's like, just not good, not good at all. And then she's like, I really want to leave. And at that time, I think it's like midnight, somewhere around there. And I was like, if you want to go, we'll go to your parents. We'll go there tonight and we'll just sleep there. But as the time's kind of ticking away, I know that's kind of become less and less of an option. So then Shay's like, do you want to walk with me to my car to get some weed? So we walk back to the parking lot, and then we walk back to the apartment, and then there's pizza being made, and there's pizza, we reheat the pizza, and then of course we end with Cards Against Humanity. Really classic night. Angel ended up winning. My wife came in second, then Chin, then me and Shay tied for last. And Cards Against Humanity is always funny. I don't like it as much as everyone else does, but my little brother fucking adores it, and my wife adores it. So and I think me, Angel, and Shay kind of we like it, but I don't think we like it as much as they do. They definitely have the biggest laughs and just kind of absolutely love it. But we all had laughs. Peter Parker and Gandalf, those were two hysterical parts of the thing. Anything with colored people, colored, just the word colored, using it for a human being is one of the most ridiculous things you could say. think that's the funnest way to play with Cards Against Humanity, because sometimes it's just like, dude, that was perfect, and how do they come up with that? But yeah, we played that until like 2:30 or 3 in the morning. And then I looked at my wife, and she was like, I can't. I was like, I kind of wanted to head home, just because in my head I thought there was going to be more traffic in the morning and going to be a lot more to do. But I'm happy that we stayed there. And then, yeah, I ended up going to sleep around 4. And then we woke up at like 8:30 or 9 or something like that. Maybe, yeah, probably around 9. And then we packed the car. We ended up getting out of there. And then we ended up driving to her parents. Right then, I had to drop off everything. I got my wife a sub from Sub Shop, so she would have lunch. And then I headed off to my appointment for disability. You know, again, I have to talk about fucking PTSD type shit. And then that was in Rhode Island, so I had to drive an hour. And then I drove an hour back. And then we had cool part was like on the way home from Rhode Island to my in-laws. I dropped by Rivendell, which is like a little car shop, and I used to go there all the time. Like when I was, probably when I was like 17, 18, 19, I went a lot. Probably 16, 17, 18, 19. Like, I would always buy Magic cards. Oh my god, dude, I love, like, my brother's like playing them right now, and I remember the feeling that I got. I played Magic like when I was a kid, and I played like, played the one with like the Crows and Colossus and Arcanus. It was like kind of an earlier set. And I played like maybe 2 more sets after that or something. But I would just buy them at like Rite Aid or something. Like I was just buying cards, you know. Or I'd buy them like random places, but nothing crazy. But then like for like 3-4 years, I would buy Magic cards, especially for like 2 years, like my prime. I'd buy Magic cards all the time. Like, me and my brother would be heading to Rivendell. We would go to Newbury Comics. We would go to all, different things and buy Magic cards. And I remember getting oh my dude, Shadowmoor. Shadowmoor was the coolest Magic set, like, bar none, dude. That had Primal Crux. That had so many elven creatures. It, I believe, was the first, like, fusion, like the hybrid, like the black-green cards. Oh man, that was my favorite set. That and Eventide, and then there was the Kamigawa, or like the Spirit one. That was so sick too, man. I just loved that era of Magic. I have such good memories of that. Oh, and playing Zendikar. Zendikar was fucking awesome too, man. Zendikar was so much fun. Zendikar with the allies, and then we everyone paying Eldrazi. My brother had like a Sliver deck and a Red deck, and I had like I had my ally decks, and I had like just like decks that anyone could use. That's kind of how I like to do it. But my little brother, I was like, he loves Spider-Man, so I was like, oh, you know what, dude? Let me see if they got some fucking Spider-Man cards, because I was like, I didn't get him anything for his birthday. And Magic cards, this is the thing about Magic cards, and again, how you can turn anything into like just like a fun time. If you have Magic cards, the funnest thing to do is get them for someone. Like, you don't even need to like Magic or anything. Like, you get Magic cards for someone, and then you say, hey, everyone have a pack, and we're all gonna open these packs for Chin. Like, we're all gonna open them, and then like show them the cards that we got. And like, we don't know what the cards are. I don't even really think that Chin knows. He's like on the edge, like, he doesn't really know. Like, because like Magic is very, like, he knows, I think sometimes he knows the cards, but like price wise and like the rarity, and that's why he's playing Magic right now. Well, like, I play Magic because I was like, I want to like make decks and like compete kind of like on a small scale. I never played to collect. I played to play. liked, like, I was like, I have to go to Rivendell and just buy these for Chin. And then I bought like a little keychain for myself, a Final Fantasy 9 keychain. And I bought him like a little Rohan thing, but I bought him like a $50 like pre-release Spider-Man thing. And then like I brought him and I was like, dude, just open it now, you know, because we gotta head out soon. And I was like, and then we're opening up the packs and I was like, oh, look at this card, look at this one looks cool, you know, this one's cool. And then my wife opens up a pack, and it was the first pack that she's ever opened of any card game. Like she never played card games. And she's like, what about this card? This one's cool looking. I thought this one was cool. And like Chin was like, oh, stop. Like he stopped everything, looked it up, and it was like a $140 card. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, I'm gonna put this, you know? And then I was like, oh, good for him, man. I remember that feeling. But again, I never knew my prices of cards. Some were probably really rare. But I just played to play. And I played a lot. I played a lot back in the day. Played a lot of Magic. I was like, I liked that always more than D&D, but then it got too competitive and people started like looking at rules and really being competitive with it. So ruined. Once again, things just got ruined. It's fucking goofy Magic and it had to be ruined. Everything gets ruined. You just get some you get people who are too into it, dude, and it just anything will become ruined. Super Smash, a game where you fucking play as Jigglypuff and Kirby and these goofy ass characters, like, again, just got ruined. Like, I can't believe that's like what it is now. Like, the scene of Smash is like nobody use weapons anymore and play on Final Destination, and that's it. Or any alpha map, you can't play on anything else, and 3 stock and no time limit, and just go. Like, come on, bro. What the fuck you doing, dude? You drunk, dude? You drunk, homie? I think you're drunk a little bit. That was terrible, man. This guy's terrible. Good luck on your journey, dude. Don't try to come over here. It's too late. But, yeah, everything gets ruined, so we were having a lot of fun with Magic when I was, when I was like 18, probably 17, 18. We had so much fun, but then people got way too into it and way too competitive and ended up like buying $500 cards and like making like pro decks and coming over just to be like, I'm the best. And I'm like, that's not what this was ever about. I never seek to win. I seek to like just have everyone have fun. That's what it was about. And everyone like even with Smash, I was like, yeah, I've been playing Smash since fucking N64. Like, of course I'm just kind of good at this because I've been playing for so long. But like, I never went to tournaments. I never went to nothing. Like, I like competing with people, but I liked when people beat me because I was like, oh, that's how you get better, dude. Like, but my friends were just like, oh, like, you play this way too much, and like you always win. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to fucking win. I'm not practicing this. I'm just playing when I have the opportunity to play. Like, I'm not trying to fucking be the best. You weirdos. You guys are always trying to be the best. You guys ruined D&D. Like, D&D was so much fun for me for my whole life. And then I meet a group who just starts looking at the rules, start looking at how they can break the game. They start doing tournaments to like kill each other and make, the best character you can ever make. And I'm like, dude, that's not what D&D is about. If you're trying to play D&D like that, like trying to be the best, like you lost the whole fucking purpose of D&D. It's supposed to just have fun and like, make stories. Just like going through Boston, like the whole point of that is not to like be the most drunk. It's not to be, the loudest. It's supposed to just to make memories. That's the whole point of life. That's why Alzheimer's is the worst disease you can ever have, because it destroys your memories. So every single thing that you work so hard to do, all these things that you spend time to bond and create memories, it's just everything's gone. So that's the worst disease. But seeing my brother with Magic, it's very youthful energy. Like, he's 21. I'm like, that was 12 years ago for me. And I'm like, dude, it's so nice to see like what I did, he's doing as well. And I'm like, fuck yeah, man. So just awesome, man. And my wife just opening that and just like, and it was just the perfect, like my wife opening that for her little brother was just like such a good little memory. But then we had some fucking ice cream cake. I showed them my YouTube channel, like the full family, and my mother-in-law and Leilani were like, "What the? You're like, you have a YouTube channel?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just post some things on here, and especially the videos that are just goofy, like they like to see that." And my mother-in-law was like, "Send me all these," So that was kind of the end of the night, or the end of the day. And then we're like, we gotta go home at 6:30. I gotta wake up early. My wife called out of work today, tomorrow, but she was gonna have to wake up at 4 in the morning. But yeah, then we get back, and then my wife doesn't have the makeup bag, and she's an esthetician. Like she actually really cares about her face. Like like some people don't, but she does. So that is like very important for her. So I was like, of course I'll go. And she was like, "You're not going." And I was like, "I am going. Come on now." So now I'm on my way back. I got work at 10 tomorrow, so, but I want to clean my car. I got to drive tomorrow, etc. But, yeah. And really, it hits a spot. I'm going to drink a little bit of my Arizona. I'm gonna throw that away in the morning, man. But when I looked at that Final Fantasy IX keychain, it was at Rivendell, and I was like, I like keychains. I mean, not many things do you carry with you at all times, like your keys. Like the keys are more important than the phone. Sorry, but they are. Honestly, I think the keys are the most important thing in your repertoire. If you carry your phone, wallet, and keys, the keys are the most important. It's literally how you're going to get into your house and how you are going to get into your car, which I think are the two most valuable things. Obviously, phones are valuable, but you can also be like, "Yo, man, can I borrow your phone real quick?" And I know my wife's number, who's the only number that I need to know by heart. So, and then a wallet, yeah, it can buy you stuff, but you can just order a new card or do anything that you need to do. The importance of getting into your house immediately, yeah, and then you can just sell shit if you need to, whatever. Again, tangent, man. But I saw the FF9 keychain, and I love keychains, man. Yeah, I always have. I feel like, people always see your keys, and they can make a assumption about you and whatnot. But, and I made a comment when I was in my video game collection. Oh, and that reminds me. My little brother gave me back his games, like I said in an earlier video. They're his games. I gave them to him, but then he gave them back to me. And I think that's going to be our story is we're just going to have a kind of flowy game thing. But I think I care more about my collection, and he cares more about his hardware. And obviously, like, the games he has digitally. But, like, he cares more about his hardware, like his wheel and his actual desktop, and, like, likes that type of stuff. Meanwhile, me, I'm like, I need this game because if I have the game, my OCD's like, you can like the game, but if you don't own the game, you cannot like the game. So, yeah. You can go around me, bro. Go ahead. But I saw the FF9. That's my brother gave me Dragon Quest V and Dragon Quest VIII back, and then he gave me the Metroid cartridges borrow the Switch 2. And I told him that I'm going to buy him a game digitally, but I'm going to borrow the Switch 2. And I don't really think he gives a fuck. I think that Chit's a very odd when it comes to games, because the ones he likes, he really likes. And they like, he's very much like me, where I'm like, oh, I need like stuff from the game, you know? But like, again, I don't think he's found his game yet. And Destiny is definitely like a game that I'm like, he absolutely loves. Like, he loves everything about it. But I don't think there's been a game yet that like truly like defines Chit. And honestly, it's kind of weird for me to like not see that from people. Like, because like, it took me until I was like 30, 31 to find a game that like made me understand games on a much deeper level, and the importance of what I look for in a game. And before that, I just kind of played games, and it was like, oh, this one's good, this one, you know. But then after really I played Xenogears, I looked at games in a whole different light, and then also was like, I need to play a game that connects to me. I can't play just any game. I can't play just like a time waster. I need to play a game that like helps me. So he gave me the Switch 2. I'll probably buy I'll buy a game, and then maybe Pragmata. I've been looking at that game a lot, like before it came out. I just didn't have something to play it, and I was thinking that because it kind of reminds me of Vanquish, and Vanquish was a lot of fun. So, but then I saw the FF9 keychain, and I was like, why do I have the Switch 2? Like, I was so excited, like, for the idea of the Switch 2, like, oh my god, I'm gonna be able to play this and this, and, you know, it's gonna do this and this. And then I was like, when I was driving home, I was like, wait, is there really any game that I even want to play on the Switch 2? And then I'm like, no, every game I want to really play is on the Switch. I have an endless stream of games that I want to play on the Switch. And then I was like, dude, that was one of the weirdest, like, little, like, I don't need the Switch 2. Like, for like the past, you know, whatever year or two that it's been out, I've been like, dude, like, I really need a Switch 2 because, you know, my identity is gaming. And then the Switch 2 came out, and I was like, I need that. And I saw Chip play it, and etc. And then no games were coming out for it. And even like the Xenoblade game, I was like, I mean, sure, you know, like another big open world game. Okay, all right. We've kind of been doing this for 20 years now, 25 years, 30 years. Like, better graphics, more options, you know, but yeah, I just really thought that I wanted to Switch 2, and then yeah, I have it for my little brother, and I just don't even know what to do with it. I think I'm more excited to get my old games back, because that's like what I actually want to play. So I guess that's where I am now. I just like, I don't really get excited. I get excited more about old games. I look at the new games and I say, that's cool, but not something I, you know. So FF9, in my video earlier, I had said another, like, probably a month or two ago, I had said, like, oh, I might sell it, the you know, the physical copy for the Switch. Then it kind of hit me. I was like, because I saw like a remake, but it was like a fan remake, and they got rid of like the pre-rendered backgrounds, like, and like kind of did it with like a cell shit. Yeah, I don't know, it made it look different. And I was like, whoa, fuck that. I was like, when I was playing FF9, nothing mattered to me. I thought the story was really good. I thought the characters were really good. I thought it was very like whimsical and very, very nice. But it was the pre-rendered backgrounds that made me like stop and just be like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is one of the most beautiful games I have ever played in my life. And this game was made in fucking 2000. And I was like, this is beautiful. Not to mention the overworld music is chef's kiss, man. So then it really like pushed onto me. And like the idea that I remember this game because this was a PS1 game that I could never own. That was like such a milestone game. And like it has a lot of nostalgia to me. FF9 is like very nostalgic to me. And normally I don't hold on to nostalgia, but I think FF9 has really like carved a space in its own. Like, I think it's gone beyond Final Fantasy. It's kind of been like this game that is old, new, and kind of Final Fantasy is kind of known for that. Kind of like set itself apart every single game. Like you could really say FF7, but FF7 is nothing like FF10, and FF12 is nothing like it's an Evil East game. It's, you know, and I think those games for that stretch between 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 and 12. I mean, you have a stretch that really were like their own things every single game. They no longer belong to a genre. They surpassed that. So FF9 is just very special to me. I looked at the keychain and I got immediate nostalgia, and it just looked like a keychain that had like a little bit more like, you know, maybe a little bit more like rarity, a little bit more like you're not gonna see this all the time. And I was like, dude, that just is such a nice looking keychain. I'll pick that shit up. I have it on my keys now. I love it. And if someone looks at that, they'll be like, what the fuck is this? And I'll be like, oh, it's Final Fantasy 9, man. Like, come on, man. It's very... Play the game, man. Just let go of all your attitudes and your manliness. Just play a little FF9 real quick, man. But all in all, man, I'm not doing the best. I'm just not eating well. I'm not doing anything that I should be doing. But I really did have a fun time in Boston. Nothing can take that away. I'm going to enjoy this weekend with my wife. We're going to watch the UFC event. We're going to go blueberry picking. We're going to go to a farm where you see some cows. We're going to get some sleep. We're going to do what a husband and wife do. And we're just going to fucking, you know, have a good weekend. Maybe get some fucking Chick-fil-A. Just chill, man. Just chill. We both need it. After this long stretch of days, tomorrow I'm probably just going to come home and go to sleep. But honestly, you know, we're doing all right. I'm not doing the best, like I just said, but we're doing all right. You know, like, we got the car paid off. God bless you, Dad. I'm done with the whole narrative that you've changed your ways. That's an old narrative. You are who you are. Like, my dad is who he is now. And presently, my dad, for who he is, and this is probably going to be the last time I say this, but who he is now is who I've always wanted him to be. He won't watch this video. He gets too busy in his brain as well, and just kind of like what he's doing. But he really, really helped my family out, and I've been having a lot of people helping me out from left and right, so it's very appreciated. But my dad doesn't get the love that, you know, the shout-outs and me telling him that I love him. So definitely love him, and very, very thankful that my sister wants us to come up to, or come down to Dorchester to see little Gracie. So we gotta go down and do that. But yeah, we got the car paid off. I got a raise. Got a new position. I'm finally progressing in my career. I don't want to ruin this for anything. I always feel like I'm going to get fired. I feel like I have imposter syndrome, but just always do better. Always strive to do better. But I will say I've come a long way since my days working at the manufacturing spots and the warehouse. things. So with my disability, with my raise, I make pretty good money. I want to continue making good money. I want to keep on doing this and keep on doing this. So other than that, I'm probably gonna be up until like 1 today. Then I'll probably wake up at 8, so 7 hours. I haven't been really getting good sleep. Honestly, man, I'm just gonna get in the other lane, man. I don't even care. I know it says like, yeah, man, this is what I'm saying, man. You waited a long time, bro. You waited a long time, Fannie A. That was worrisome. That was worrisome, Jeep. But yeah, I'll probably be up a lot tonight until like 1. I mean, it's already fucking 11:40. Probably look through the Switch 2 eShop. Probably put my games away that I got over the weekend from my little brother. Take a shower, brush my teeth, eat something, you know what I'm saying? And then get into bed all clean with my nice little teethies cleaned, and just fucking try to get some sleep today, dude. Take my fucking meds and just try to fucking sleep, dude. That's all I want. And then wake up, take the pups out, and then make some breakfast for my wife, and then head to work. But before that, probably go to the vacuum and vacuum my car out, and then head to work. And then try to eat something. And then once I eat something, I'll go eat something when I first get there. And then I'm gonna head to Berlin, New Hampshire, which I've never been to before, so that should be fun. And then I will drive there, be with Michael, probably have my headphone in, because I don't know if I can talk to someone for 2.5 hours anymore. Just let him chill, clean my car so he feels comfortable, and we'll be good. So I think that's the whole video for today. My phone's about to die. I've been driving and yapping on for a while now, and this guy's having a hard time. Everyone's having a hard time. This guy's having a really hard time because I think that he thought that he could merge over there, and he can't. And I knew this from earlier. It fucking sucks. But sorry, Fannie. Fannie's a terrible driver. I'm gonna be honest with all of you. If your license plate is Fannie A, comment on this video. If you ride a red Jeep and your name's Fannie A, and you have 1 million followers on Instagram, Fannie A, comment, on this guy's video and let me know why you drive pretty bad. Just let me know, because I don't really want to judge you, you know what I'm saying, but it's just not the best driving that I've seen. But yeah, that will end this video. I appreciate you guys. Nobody's gonna listen to this video. If you do, next time you see me, or if you comment, then you made it to the end of the video. But if you don't comment, like a spastic sound, then you didn't make it to the end of the video, and you're not a real fan. So until next time, I'll see you guys, and I always appreciate you.